Hi everyone, just wanted to create a quick tutorial on how to create a bankroll in QuickBooks Online. So if you're a business owner, you're doing your own bookkeeping, or you're new to QuickBooks Online, you may find this tutorial very helpful. So here I'm at the sample company file. So this individual has their Visa card and checking account attached to their QuickBooks. So I see how all of the transactions in here for the credit card. And if I go over into checking, that's the transaction for checking account. Here's the bankroll. So one reason to create a bankroll is to automate some of your activity for the business, for your bookkeeping. So basically, once you create a bankroll, the QuickBooks system will automatically categorize or take care of that transaction. So it's going to expedite your work, and there's some automation set up at the in QuickBooks at the back end. So these are some of the examples. To create a bankroll, you basically look at your bank transactions and see what are some of the transactions that happens often. That's the best way to create the rule, so it's taken care. So this individual seems that they were going to, or they're using the supplies depot couple times, or a few times. So if this is happening often on a monthly basis, I would just go ahead and create the bankroll. So remember, the date and the description is taken care, they're taken off of the bank statement, and the payee and the category is you who have to like basically select or choose the correct category and the payee. So to create a bankroll, I usually just go ahead and copy paste this description from the bank statement, and then I just go ahead, click on to bankroll. So I am going to create a new rule. So I'm just going to name my bankroll supplies store. And so you need to determine where the rule is a money in or money out. So in this case, it's a money out. And I usually go ahead and click on the all banks, because what if I went to Supplies Depot and I used my credit cards, and then the next time I went and used my checking account or credit card. So that's why I prefer to have all my bank accounts. So when a transaction meets, I would just say all. And then I would go either by description or text. So I love description because it always works. So contains, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy paste my the description off of the bank statement. So the transaction type is an expense, and the payee is Supplies Depot, and the category. Sorry, if the payee is not added, you just go ahead add the Supplies Depot. So, just add it. Oops. Okay, so it seems there's already a Supplies Depot in there, so I'll just go ahead. Supplies Depot. The category, so it's just the supplies. And the tax code, so it's 13%. So don't worry about the class right now. Now the memo, it's up to you if you want to put a memo. So if you purchase a supply, specific supplies for the store, for the business, you just basically put that memo in here. If you're not worried about it, don't worry, because we're attaching the receipt anyways. So then I would just go ahead and save my rule. Now I just want to make sure the rule actually worked. Go back to the banking. So here my rule worked. It says that I have a rule for Supplies Depot. So now if you're doing your own bookkeeping, all you have to do is add those transactions. So there you go. So now there are about like 4 or 5 transactions that are taken care. Bookkeeping has been done. If I go into QuickBooks, so there's all my transactions in here. If you think that the rule, the category is incorrect or something is not right in here, you can simply undo the transactions and can go back for review, and you'll see all of them. Now, the other way you can automate your work is if you're sure that that it applies deep when you know what is the transaction for. So you can create even more automations by automatically adding it into your books. So to do that, you go back to your bankroll and edit the transactions. Edit the bankroll. So just go click on automatically add it to my books and then save it. Now if you go back to banking and so you see how the transactions are not in here, but if you go in QuickBooks, so they're all automatically added to your books. I would only do this if you know what is the transactions for and the expense for. When I do my client's book, I never automatically added them because I still wanted to go ahead and check the transactions and the receipt to make sure I'm categorizing it the right way, and there's a tax and there's a HST GST applied for it before I actually automatically add to the book. So as a precaution, I always go ahead and double check that transaction. So I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop your questions below this video. And yeah, take care. I'll talk to you then.